Ever since GTA 6 was leaked last year, gamers have been trying to piece together what the map of the game might look like. Today, we're going to look at GTA 6's map in depth, trying to piece together some of the real-life locations we might see in the next Grand Theft Auto. Of course, it's pretty much all but confirmed that the game is going to take place in Vice City, Rockstar's version of Miami, Florida. This time around, though, we won't be in the 80s. It's going to be a modern-day setting. However, gamers have also found mentions of locations in the game that are on the complete opposite side of the state. Fans have spotted areas in the Florida Keys, Homestead, Marco Island, Panama City, as well as northern Florida. Before we look into any of these locations, let's first look at the evolution of map sizes in Rockstar games, looking at GTA 4, GTA 5, and Red Dead 2. GTA 4 has one of the most lived-in feeling cities in all of gaming, but it's by far the smallest map of the three. It measures in at only 8 square miles. When we compare that to GTA 5, it's absolutely tiny. Los Santos and its surrounding area are roughly 6 times bigger than Liberty City, but that came at a cost. A lot of the rural areas of San Andreas County felt completely empty with nothing to do, and a lot of players prefer the more compact and bustling feel of Liberty City. But Red Dead 2 puts even GTA 5 to shame, coming in at 75 miles squared in total. It's such a huge map, and it was beautifully crafted, but some people feel the same way about Red Dead 2's map as they did with GTA 5. A lot of it was just vast wilderness, and there were cool Easter eggs and secrets to find, but there was also a lot of empty forest as well. Personally, I just want a compromise between a big map and actual things to do. You can have the biggest map of all time, but if it's bland and boring, nobody is going to enjoy it. Let's start in Homestead since it's the closest to Miami. Homestead is located within Miami-Dade County, about 40 miles from the core of Miami. The first spot in Homestead is the Homestead Miami Speedway Water Tower. Its racetrack is the annual finale of the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series, as well as the 2 minor championships of NASCAR. This is one of the most famous and prestigious racetracks in the United States, and if not the world. I wonder if there are going to be missions or side quests where we can actually race here for money or cars. The second spot that's been mapped out by Rockstar is South Chrome Avenue, which features a string of stores along a 2-lane road. Some of the buildings are closed down and empty, while some seem to be fully operational. Seems like a pretty average street in a small town. Maybe it'll be incorporated into Vice City, or into a small town just outside the metropolitan area. Next up is the Florida Keys, and there's only a few locations here, with the most important being the Sombrero Key Lighthouse. This lighthouse is located south of Sombrero Beach, and was opened in the mid-1800s to warn mariners of the shallow reef found in the waters nearby. Then we've got the new and old 7-Mile Bridge, with the original being built in 1912 to connect the city of Marathon with the Little Duck Key. The old bridge was later replaced with a new one in the 80s, and was closed off to vehicles, only letting pedestrians access it. The next location is pretty small, but it's definitely one of the most unique things I've ever seen. Located just south of Marco Island, 300 feet offshore from Cape Romano Island, we can find the abandoned Cape Romano Dome House. This house consists of 6 dome-shaped modules built on stilts within the ocean waters. This building was constructed in 1982, but unfortunately was destroyed by Hurricane Ian in 2022. Not sure what we'll be able to do here. Maybe it's just a cool Easter egg. Who knows? We're about halfway through our list. If you've enjoyed the video so far, a like and subscribe would be great. Next, we have some standalone locations that I've combined since they're pretty close together. Our first location is the Sebring International Raceway, and as the name suggests, it's another racetrack. It's actually one of the oldest continuously operating racetracks in America, and it plays host to the 12 Hours of Sebring. The 12 Hours of Sebring is an endurance race for sports cars, with the first race being held on New Year's Eve of 1950, lasting only 6 hours. The race was later upped to 12 hours in 1952, and has been that way since then. Our next spot is the Sunray Motel and Restaurant located in Frostproof, Florida. That's a pretty cool and accurate name for a town in Florida. Unfortunately, the place seems to be closed down, but from the limited pictures I've seen online, it looks like a nice and cozy family-run business. Next up is the Economy Inn from Lottie, Florida. This place is also permanently closed, and it's not surprising. There are plenty of reviews complaining about the room quality, poor service, and even roaches in rooms. There seem to be quite a few motels that have been mapped out by Rockstar. I wonder if they are going to be important to the story, or if they're just being used for inspiration. Now we're moving on over to Panama City and its surrounding areas. Most of the locations here are really small, and there isn't too much information about them online, nor are they really that interesting. Our first mapped location is the Tidal Wave Auto Spa, which is just a fancy name for a car wash. Nothing really of note here, it's just a regular car wash. Then we have some spots in South Tyndall Parkway, just a few shops and a major intersection. If we go further south, then we find even more stores that Rockstar has mapped, including a convenience store, a gas station, and a bar. Just down the road, there's another convenience store, a public library, and a city hall. Then, moving towards Springfield, we have a pawn shop and a cafe, and another motel by St. Andrew Bay. Once again, even more motels. Our final location is actually a waffle shop, or that's what it used to be. Nowadays it's been rebranded into a pizzeria. As I said, nothing really major but interesting nonetheless. Overall, we know a decent bit about the GTA 6 map, and it seems like it's going to incorporate several parts of Florida into a condensed map. Think something like San Andreas. In that game, we had areas in Los Angeles, Las Vegas, parts of Nevada, and San Francisco. I think we're going to get something similar in the next release, maybe incorporating Miami and bits of Pan Am City, the Everglades, and North Florida. Anyways, what do you think? Is GTA 6 going to be the biggest map in the series? And is bigger always better? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, I'll see you next time.